We have scoured the internet looking high and low for all those terrible reviews of bounce house companies. Now, I'm not doing this because I'm trying to call out anybody. I'm not going to name any names. I'm not going to show any faces. I'm not going to talk about the customers. I'm not going to talk about the companies. I am going to talk about the reviews and what caused these bad reviews and how to avoid these bad reviews. We went deep and we came up with some gold. I found some really, really terrible reviews. And I'm going to go over these with you guys. And then we'll talk about how to avoid them and how to keep your customers happy and how to make your business better by learning from other people's mistakes. It's important that we do this. And again, not trying to show anybody in a bad light. So let's get into it and see these absolutely terrible reviews.
What a disaster. I rented a bounce house from this company for my son's birthday party, and it was a complete letdown. The bounce house arrived late. When I called to see where they were, I was told they were stuck in traffic and would be there in 10 minutes. 30 minutes later, they finally arrived and seemed upset that my guests were in their way. It was embarrassing having to explain to the kids why their fun had to be postponed. Save yourself the headache and look elsewhere.
Right off the bat, we are hit with an absolutely just devastating review that comes from a customer whose party was ruined because uh, the unit was late. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, this can happen to anyone. I have been in the business almost 20 years, and it literally can happen to me if you do not plan. The things that occur prior to you going to an event can impact the getting to the event and the time schedule that you're in. And if you're not careful, time will get away from you. Not to mention that anything can happen. Flat tires, running out of gas, customer having to go back and fix another customer, on and on and on and on and on. The thing that is most devastating about this review is that from right off the bat, it was declared as a disaster. Everything that went wrong with this event stood on the shoulders of the company that did it. They came to my party late. They acted like they were offended once they got there. The kids were disappointed. It was a disaster from the beginning. And then they finished this with save yourself a headache, don't use this company. So, I mean, the nail is in the coffin at that point. The lesson that we're going to learn here is that you have to make sure that your schedule is such that you are able to get everything in line and that you're able to do everything, because if you do not, this will sneak up on you and you will get one of these reviews, and it is an absolutely devastating review.
Terrible experience with this party rental company. The bounce house we rented was in terrible condition, dirty, smelly, and stained all over. It was clear that it hadn't been cleaned in forever. To make matters worse, the delivery team was rude and unprofessional. I had to ask them to wipe it down twice, and I spent an hour cleaning it after they left. Do yourself a favor and steer clear of this company.
Dirty equipment is probably one of the biggest complaints that you're going to get out there. And really, to tell you the truth, it is a matter of logistics and also a matter of having the proper cleaning equipment and materials to get it done and done correctly. If if you'll spend the time to make sure that you're doing what you need to do, honestly, cleaning is not as bad as it seems. And if you see a unit is really, really dirty or has gone through an event that has made it really dirty, there was a lot of mud or it rained or something like that, it was underneath a tree and all the leaves fell on it. Those are the units you need to take the time, the extra time to roll them back out and make sure that you get them all cleaned and taken care of. You should be doing this without any question, especially if you're in a situation where you're a smaller company and you've only got a few rentals or you only got a few units. There's no excuse to have dirty equipment. You have to put your best foot forward. So, cleaning your equipment, absolutely key.
We rented a slide for the weekend and was very disappointed. We have used them for many years and they were always friendly and helpful setting up and taking down equipment. Today the people seemed as if they were bothered having to take down the slide. They were very unfriendly and rude. I hate even writing this because I know the owners and know they are awesome people.
The question that pops into my mind when I see this bad review is that there was absolutely no part on either side to make the connection and make sure that everything was understood and everybody was happy. Either one side had an idea and the other side had another idea, or there was a total collapse or meltdown. The lesson here is that if you're in a bounce house business, even if you have a previous customer, if you have somebody that is, you're doing for years, you need to make sure that you're covering all your bases and you're still trying to do everything that you could do to make that person happy, because obviously something went wrong here that didn't make them happy, and they didn't feel the need to reach out to the owner. They went straight to the review and gave a negative review.
Absolute nightmare dealing with this party rental company. Not only did they deliver the wrong bounce house to our event, but it was also filthy and smelled like mold. The delivery team was unapologetic and refused to take responsibility for their mistake. I called the office and all they could offer was a discount on my next rental. I will never be renting from them again, so a discount does me no good. Save yourself the stress. Don't use this company.
The thing that stands out most to me about this complaint is the fact that the company brought the wrong unit. Now, that may seem like it's something that is, how in the world could you do that? How could you bring the wrong unit? But believe me, especially when you get bigger, you're going to have so many units that look so alike that if they're not properly marked, if they're not properly placed, and if they're not maintained by the proper personnel, you're going to be able to mix those units up, and you're going to take the wrong unit to the customer. Another thing is if you have pictures of your units that don't look like your units on your website, the colors are different, the unit is older, the unit what is only a portion of whatever the unit is on there, the customers are going to call you out on that because what they ordered was a picture and what they got was totally different, and that is your fault. So to avoid this complaint, make sure what you got on your website is what you're bringing to their house.
I wouldn't recommend this party rental company to my worst enemy. The bounce house we rented was a safety hazard waiting to happen. It was deflated in some areas and overinflated in others, making it unstable and dangerous for the kids. The customer service was non-existent, and I'm still waiting for a refund. Stay away.
If you are renting equipment, you need to make sure that your equipment is safe. If your equipment is old or worn or damaged or improperly cared for and to the point to where it's falling apart, you need to retire that unit. You need to destroy that unit. You need to get rid of it. You don't need to sell it to someone else. You don't need to keep it out there to where people can be exposed to it. And you certainly don't mean to create an opportunity for a child to get hurt. Make sure that your equipment is safe. If you wouldn't allow your kids to play on it, don't expect other kids to play on it. The world's worst thing you can do is cause an accident or have your equipment to cause an accident. Inspecting your unit between rentals ensures that all your stuff is safe. There's no holes, there's the safety netting is in place, everything is the way that it should be. Do not put out unsafe equipment. The world's worst thing you can do is, like I said, is to create an opportunity for a child to get hurt. I cannot state this enough. All right, guys, these are the top five reviews that I found that were absolutely shocking and horrible. Are there any reviews out there that you have seen that maybe you think should merit a place in our board? If so, let me know and post it in the comments below, and we'll come out with a part two and add those to it. These mistakes can be avoided. That is the key to this. You can obviously run a business where you are doing the things that you need to do, making the people happy who need to be happy, and making the money that you need to make all at the same time, and still follow all the rules and make sure everything is on the up and up. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you guys being in the business. Give us those likes, give us those thumbs up. We're going to do some more videos like this if you like it, and we'll keep them coming to you. Again, thanks for your time and keep on bouncing.